All right, buckle up, everyone, because we're diving into some serious AI territory today. I know a lot of you have been curious about what OpenAI has been up to lately, and, well, things are moving fast.
They really are.
We're talking new developments with their O1 model, plus we've got their system card, breaking down all the safety
Got a
evaluations.
lot to cover.
Absolutely.
But some really fascinating stuff came out of OpenAI's 12 Days of OpenAI event. One announcement in particular caught my eye.
Right. We're going to break it all down and tell you what's new with O1, what it can actually do, and why you should care.
It's kind of like your cheat sheet to understanding the hype, you know?
Yeah.
So first up, they just launched this new subscription plan. It's called ChatGPT Pro.
Okay, ChatGPT Pro.
Yeah. It's $200 a month, gives you access to all their most advanced models, including, of course, O1.
Interesting. It seems like they're trying to make these powerful AI tools more accessible. It's not just for the big tech companies anymore.
You got it. Researchers, engineers, developers, anyone who needs to be on the cutting edge, basically. And it's not just O1, by the way.
Oh.
The subscription also gets you O1 Mini, GPT-4o, even advanced voice.
Whoa, a whole suite of tools. So what about this O1 Pro mode I keep hearing about?
Ah, yeah. That's a special version of O1. It's designed for even better performance, basically.
Like a souped-up O1.
Think of it as using more computational power to tackle really complex problems. OpenAI says it gives you more reliable answers, more comprehensive answers.
So it's like having a supercharged brain working on your questions. What kind of problems can it handle that regular O1 can't?
Well, they've done a ton of testing, and they're saying O1 Pro mode really shines in things like data science, programming, complex stuff, even legal case analysis.
Oh, wow. Legal cases, that has to be accurate.
Right. They were really serious about their evaluations, too. For something to be considered a success in their testing, O1 Pro mode had to get the answer right, like 4 out of 4 tries.
No room for error. So it's not just about speed then, but about getting it right every single time.
Exactly.
Oh.
Of course, there is a bit of a trade-off.
Yeah.
It uses more processing power, obviously, so sometimes you have to wait a little longer for those really tough answers. But, if the results are that good.
Yeah, it sounds worth the wait. So how does this O1 Pro mode compare to like the standard O1 and that earlier preview version?
Well, they've shown it consistently outperforms both of those, especially on those more complex tasks. They specifically mentioned things like math, science, coding benchmarks.
So it's a big step forward from that preview version.
Definitely seems like it.
Now, they're also doing these ChatGPT Pro grants, which seem like a pretty big deal.
Oh, yeah, huge. They're giving 10 of these ChatGPT Pro subscriptions to medical researchers. Really cutting-edge work, too.
Yeah, I was reading about some of them. They're trying to discover genes for rare diseases, trying to understand human disease through biomedical data, even researching aging and dementia. It's amazing.
I know. It's great to see them supporting that kind of work. AI for good.
Absolutely.
So, all these new capabilities are incredibly exciting.
Oh, yeah.
But, you've been looking into the safety side of things.
Right. With AI becoming so powerful, safety's got to be top of mind.
Definitely. And OpenAI's been really open about what they're doing.
Huh?
They released this super detailed report. It's called the System Card. And it outlines all of their safety evaluations before they released O1.
So what kinds of things were they focused on?
Lots of stuff. Things like, disallowed content,
Yeah.
making sure the AI doesn't just regurgitate its training data.
Yeah.
And they were looking into those hallucinations.
Hallucinations.
Yeah, when AI just makes stuff up.
Right, of course. So they're making sure the AI isn't biased, doesn't just repeat what it's been trained on, and doesn't start inventing things.
Exactly. They even have this preparedness scorecard. It rates the model's safety in all sorts of areas.
Sounds like they're really going all out to make sure O1 is safe and, ready for the world. But I feel like we've only just scratched the surface here. What else have they been working on?
Oh, yeah. There's so much more to unpack. It's like OpenAI is really trying to push the limits of what this model can do, And they've been pretty transparent about some of the inner workings of O1, too, which is really cool.
Oh, that is interesting. What have they revealed about, like, how it actually works? Because it seems like a lot of these large language models are kind of a black box, mysterious.
I know, right? It's like magic, almost. Well, one thing they talked about is how O1 can process information from a bunch of different sources at the same time.
So it's not just looking at one piece of text.
Nope. It can integrate knowledge from all over the place, and that lets it form, way more comprehensive answers, more nuanced.
So it's almost like it's doing research in real time. Like, pulling together information from different places to answer a question.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And what's really wild is that it can then take all that information and it presents it in a way that makes sense. It's coherent, it's almost human-like.
Which makes sense, I guess, when you think about how it does with those legal case analyses, because you'd need to pull together information from all sorts of legal documents, precedents, everything to form a good argument.
Exactly. And they also talked about O1's ability to understand and respond to really complex instructions.
So it's not just write a poem or translate this. You can give it a series of steps or specific parameters to work within.
Yep, multi-step directions. And apparently it can execute them really accurately. I mean, that's a big deal.
That's huge.
Right. And remember, we're talking about a model that's always learning, always evolving.
It's true. These large language models, they're not static, are they? It's like they're constantly getting smarter.
Right. The more data it sees, the better it gets at responding. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like watching a new form of intelligence kind of emerge. It's mind-blowing.
It is. But it is important to remember that even with all this advancement, there are still limitations.
Oh, for sure. No AI is perfect.
Right. And O1 is no exception. One of the big things they talked about is, the potential for it to generate incorrect or misleading information, especially, if you don't give it enough context or the instructions aren't super clear.
So it's not like some magic oracle. You can't just ask it anything and expect a perfect answer.
Exactly. It still depends on, the quality of the data it was trained on, garbage in, garbage out.
It's true. And, I mean, its knowledge is limited to what it's been trained on, right?
Exactly. So if you ask it about something that just happened, like yesterday's news, it might not know.
It's like expecting someone to know something that happened after they last checked their phone.
Yeah. So I think it's important to use it as a tool for exploration, for learning,
Yeah.
But not as the ultimate source of truth. You got to be critical.
It's good advice for any information online, really, AI or not, for sure. And, it's also interesting to think about O1 compared to other AI models out there.
Right. It's not the only game in town.
Not at all. And each one has its own strengths and weaknesses.
So how does O1 stack up against the competition?
Well, one thing that sets it apart is just how big it is and how complex. It was trained on this absolutely massive data set, which gives it this huge knowledge base, and it's why it can generate such human-like text.
So, in terms of just sheer processing power and how much information it has, O1 is a major contender.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But there are other models that are, better at specific things.
Okay, like what?
Well, some are built for, image recognition or generating different creative text formats, poems or code. Some are better at understanding the nuances of language, sentiment analysis, intent, that kind of stuff.
So it really is becoming this diverse landscape, huh? Different AI models specializing in different things, not just one that's supposed to do it all.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good thing, though. It means we've got more tools to choose from depending on what we're trying to do.
It's like if I need to analyze a legal case, I go with O1 Pro mode.
Right.
But if I need to create images or write a song, I need a different tool.
Exactly. Right tool for the job. And as they keep developing these models, I think we're going to see even more specialization.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time to be following AI, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of exciting, though, I want to hear about some real-world uses for O1. How are people actually using this thing?
Oh, man. So many ways. One of the big ones is medicine.
Medicine, yeah.
It's being used to help researchers analyze just mountains of data, like trying to identify drug targets, even personalized treatment plans.
So it's like having, 1,000 AI researchers working 24/7, just crunching numbers, finding patterns.
Totally. And think about drug discovery.
Right.
O1 could really speed up the process of developing new treatments.
I mean, that's not just speed, that's potentially saving lives.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just research, too. O1 can help doctors with diagnosing patients more accurately, give them more information, help them make better decisions.
It's almost like having a second opinion, but from, the smartest medical AI out there.
Right. And think about places where they don't have a lot of specialists. This could really level the playing field.
Wow. So medicine's a big one. What about education? I've heard a lot about O1's potential there, too.
Oh, yeah. This is huge. Imagine, personalized AI tutors, ones that can adapt to how each student learns at their own pace.
It's the end of the one-size-fits-all classroom. Every student gets exactly what they need.
Exactly. O1 can also create interactive learning materials, give instant feedback, even assess, how well a student's understanding things.
It's like having a teacher's assistant, but like available 24/7.
And it frees up teachers to do what they do best, mentoring, encouraging creativity, really being there for the students.
It's this amazing partnership then between AI and real teachers. It's not about replacing anyone, it's about giving them better tools.
Exactly. And then there's the creative side of O1. Artists are already using it to make these incredible visuals, compose music, write poetry.
I've seen some of the AI-generated art. It's pretty wild. Like, where's this stuff coming from?
Right. It really makes you wonder about, the nature of creativity.
It blurs the line between human and machine, that's for sure.
Yeah. But beyond all the philosophy, O1 is really opening up these new ways for people to express themselves creatively.
It's like having a partner who can help you get your vision out there, even if you don't have all the technical skills yourself. And who knows, maybe it'll even push human artists to try new things, Experiment.
That's the beauty of it. Human imagination and AI working together.
It's like a whole new era of art is beginning.
And that's just a few things. We've only scratched the surface. It's already changing things in healthcare, education, art, and who knows what's next.
It's almost a little scary to think about how much it could change our world. It's like O1 is this powerful new tool. And just like any tool, you can use it for good or bad.
That's why it's so important to talk about this stuff, to think about the risks, but also the possibilities, and to make sure this technology is used the right way.
I think it's on all of us to stay informed, stay engaged. This is a powerful technology, and we're all going to be part of shaping its future.
Well said. It's been great unpacking all this with you. Really fascinating stuff.
Absolutely. And as always, to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep learning. The world of AI is changing every day, and it's up to all of us to be a part of it. Thanks for joining us.